And Felipe is here with us now. Hey, Felipe, how are you?
What's up, fool? How you doing?
Yeah, listen, I don't have any complaints. Of course, I could complain, but no one's going to listen. So I have 13 to 20 children. You have children. You have a lot of children, don't you? You have 4 children?
I have three of mine and one with my wife, but I'm not the real father.
How old are the children?
They're
Like,
not children,
what are
they're
the age
adults
range?
now. I had them when I was in high school.
Oh, nice.
Oh, God bless you. You're out of the. You're
I've
out of
been
the.
out since they've been born. What you call? What do people say that empty nester? I was an empty nester when I was 18. They're out of my
Day they
life.
came out of the womb.
Oh man, I wish I could claim the same. I'm in the middle of it right now. So, are the holidays big for you, Felipe? Do you like? Does everybody get together and have a
They
big
were
party?
big when I was growing up. When I was growing up as a kid, we always spent holidays with our cousins and our aunts and our grandma. We
Yeah,
have most of my father's family. They live in Los Angeles, like all of them. I think
yeah,
all his brothers and sisters migrated to Los Angeles at one time in the late 70s, early 70s. And so all the family we knew as my father's family. So we would go over there and they would kill a pig, man, or kill a goat. Really kill it right in front of us. And they didn't care
What?
about the city code or nothing.
No, fuck that.
It's
Okay.
weird, man. Um, we would go to a place where they would slaughter animals in Rosemead, California, which is only like 35 minutes. And people just have ranches with livestock. And we would just go over there and buy goats. I didn't even
Yeah,
know because they were going to baptize my brother when he was 3. And we didn't know we were a slaughter farm. I'm still affected by it because that's probably why I'm vegan now. And I
are
we
you
were
Oh,
playing
vegan
with these
now?
3 goats. And I thought it was a petting zoo because we were kids. And we're just like
oh,
petting them. And next you know, these 2 guys grab our playful goats and they slit their throats right in front of us.
Oh
And they run
stop.
shit!
around spraying blood out of their neck, crying, of
Yes.
course. And
Oh my God.
we ate them the next day.
Yes. So Felipe, you learned this lesson early. My father was in like the commodities trading business, so he would like buy 100,000 head of cattle, send them somewhere to be slaughtered, package them, sell them. Right, that's what he did. And
Ooh.
when
Wow,
I
cool
was,
job.
yeah, really cool job killing a bunch of
Well, at
animals
least
and send
he's
them
not
across
there
the
when it
world.
happened, though. So
No, but
Yeah, at
listen,
least there's that.
he was there sometimes when it happened. We spent 3 months in Mexico when I was 15 years old. He brought us down to see what he did for a living, and he was there doing business. He took us to a slaughterhouse in Monterrey, I think it was, and we saw the cattle alive, and then we saw them chopped up. Like the whole situation, we saw it from beginning to end, and it changed my perception about food altogether because it can't not. When you actually
Yeah.
see that happen, it's a whole different animal, pun intended. Like it's just
no.
Yeah.
it's a weird thing. But
Think
you
I'm
know,
sorry. Think the cows was that little cow prodder like No Country for Old Men that they
yeah,
slit their throat or they
not in
shot
this
them.
one. Yeah, they would shoot it. They would zap them into a little lane, and then in that lane there was an automatic like shot machine. And they would give them a shot. It would stun them, and then they would hang them up by their back hoofs. And then,
Oh my
and I'm
God.
not kidding you. I know this is like Merry Christmas, everybody.
Wasn't expecting to hear about all of this today. I'm sorry, guys.
It's
But
a
a
cow
guy,
story.
yeah, a guy would come, and they call it stip to stern, and he would just take a machete and he would just slit it down the middle, and then everything would fall out, and on to the next, and on to the next.
This
and
is the
on to
worst day of my
next.
life.
It's
Yes.
the people that are actually doing the slaughtering are not the people
Yes.
that can actually put a sentence and a paragraph together.
You know, my dad's first job was also a slaughterhouse.
Really?
Yeah, but he calls it the abattoir because he's English.
Well, yeah, they call it the abattoir because he
That's
wants
a-
to make it
that's a-
sound
I
fucking
worked in
fancy.
the abattoir.
Yeah,
And I was like, what's that? He goes, a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, the United Healthcare CEO just went to the
guy's name
abattoir.
when we went and Rosemead. His name was Agua Torres.
Oh, wow.
Oh, maybe that's what he did.
No.
Maybe he was.
Clearly, I asked about the pig because there was no cows where we went, but there was a lot of pigs. And I
Yeah.
remember the guy shot the pig.
With a gun?
Yeah, right in the forehead. Like
Yeah.
he grabbed them and just shot him and like
Oh my
they put him
God.
upside down, and then they cut it and then a bucket. I remember everything
Yep.
falling down. I was like 4 or 5 watching, and then they saved the blood. And I remember that I asked my dad, what are they saving that part? And my dad said that that's the stuff they could sell to a doctor to make medicine, I guess, insulin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, insulin for diabetes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you want, you go to McDonald's, you have a hamburger, you go to your family, you have the Christmas ham, you do that. There is a whole situation that went in to that, A through B. And I think when you see it, there's some intelligence, like you're imparted with some kind of like universal intelligence about how the world really fucking
And
works.
a little
It's
trauma.
Like, yeah, a little
I
trauma.
think you
too.
two need
That's
some
right.
therapy.
I got therapy, but I can't get over that slaughterhouse. I just can't get over the slaughterhouse. Are you vegan now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
Well,
don't believe
now
me
I know
because
why.
they're so big. They say, what do you eat, crops? What do you deep fried lettuce?
Oh, well, I'll
Or
try
they'll look at me and
anything.
go, oh, yeah. Nutter
Sure.
butters and Oreos are vegan, so you must eat that all day.
Our Nutter Butters are vegan?
Yeah, the peanut butter.
Well, that's great news.
Nutter
love
butters
that.
are fantastic. That's one of my favorites. It's a good fucking Nutter butter. What is your favorite? Nutter butters are good, man. I got to tell you.
When you
I'm
said
sure they're good
good
for you
nutter
too.
fucking butters, I just
Yeah.
imagine you with a big cup of milk and stuffing them all in there and eating it with a spoon.
That's so on brand for you.
That's right. That is on brand
It
for me.
really is.
Only not milk. Half and half. I
Yeah.
only drink half and half.
Oat milk.
It's disgusting.
I know.
You ever done that? You get all the cereals, you crunch
Yes.
it up and you eat it. It's like a
Yes.
cereal pudding.
Yeah.
How does
Now we're talking.
Felipe has
I know.
video cameras. He has video
I know.
footage.
He's
So
been
that
watching.
that will get like he would get like those sweet potatoes or I guess they're called sweet potatoes, right?
Yeah,
He'll just
yeah.
put a piece of aluminum foil and cut up chunks of brown sugar and put it in the oven and take it out and eat it. And he'll add extra syrup and then he'll eat it like that.
Ooh.
Never like that.
One of my favorite things in the world during the holiday season is like the very Caucasian dish of marshmallows on top of yams. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know
It's one of
about
my
it.
favorite.
I've never had it.
So good.
Man, candied yams. I
Ah,
had that for the first time at my friend's house. And they're Mexican, but they were all born in America, so they got more of the good food, more of the American Thanksgiving. He made candied ham, and he made candied
ham.
yams.
yes.
And man, that ham, I know we just talked about the slaughter, but that ham, I don't know
It's
how
good.
they did it, but every piece tastes like candy.
It's crazy. Yes, my dad does this too. It's caramelized. They put like syrup on. They like marinate it in syrup and water, sugar water. It's so fucking delicious. It is so good and probably just extraordinarily terrible for you, but it is so delicious. And there's something about candied yams or yams with marshmallows on it, caramelized marshmallows, that is just one of my favorite things. And I only have it during the holiday season.
Yeah.
It's not like I go and I make a sweet potato with marshmallows every day.
I know,
I wish
you're
I
not
could.
gonna find a street vendor selling that.
Yes. Now there's an idea as time has come.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving food
saw that,
street vendor.
You know, it's funny you say Monterrey. I saw a street vendor in Mexico in Monterrey, and he was selling baked potatoes like that. Yeah,
I love
and he
baked
will
potatoes.
put that tres leches, that condensed sweet milk over them, and
Yes.
sprinkle
Oh,
marshmallows and just mix it all
man.
up.
Oh, that's delicious.
That's good stuff.
Do you like tres leches? So my wife is Venezuelan, right? So, Venezuelan, been there for the first 22 years of her life. So she's really Venezuelan. And one of the things she imparted on me is tres leches. And it's one of my favorite fucking desserts in the world. It's so good. It's hard not to like tres leches. It's condensed
Absolutely.
milk and sponge cake. I mean, what else is there in life but tres
Oh, it's
leches?
good.
Is that something you eat? Is that something that's in Mexican culture also?
Yes, the condensed milk, the tres leche, the sweet condensed milk, they put that on everything. But I didn't really start liking it more till I went to Hawaii and they put it in the snow cones.
Oh,
I've never seen that.
shaved
So like
ice with tres
pineapple
leches.
syrup and then coconut syrup, and then they put the white cream over it. Oh my God, that's so good.
Damn,
Oh my
that sounds
God,
good.
That sounds fucking delicious.
Wow.
They are they're
You're
little
really
sorcerers over there in
Opening
Hawaii.
my eyes up today. I mean, a
Shit.
slaughterhouse, a snow cone with sweetened condensed milk. It's a big day.
You're giving us ideas for lunch this afternoon. I'm going to shave some ice with some tres leches on it. What is in your household? And I know you're vegan, but when your household, what is like the one dish you guys cook for the holidays that you just look forward to every year?
We make tamales.
Tamales
My
are
wife was
good.
raised
Yeah,
vegan by her family. I think they were
Oh, cool.
that's very
they
forward.
were at, I don't know the name of religion. Third Day Adventists, I think.
Oh yeah. Third Day
They
Adventist.
grew up on all that horrible vegan food from the 80s.
Yeah.
Horrible, man. Like she used to they used to buy. She told me this. I think it's called Lorna, and
Yeah. Oh
they
yeah.
sell.
Lorna's.
Oh my God, they sell vegan franks in a can.
In a
Oh.
can?
In a can. So you open it up, and there's like 4 or 3 vegan franks in there. And
Oh
then
my
there's this other
God.
package that has 4 vegan chicken nuggets, and then you can just break it apart with your hands, and you can make. I guess you could put mayonnaise and make tuna or tuna salad or chicken salad or cut
That
it
doesn't
up.
sound bad.
Yeah,
It doesn't sound bad
you
until
gotta
you
add
I could
taste it.
make that
a
work.
seasoning to it though.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just
I made a
cardboard.
chickpea salad the other
Yeah.
day, like the fake tuna salad for my sister. She's vegetarian. And I went in with the garlic powder and the onion powder because I was like, I got to make this taste good or she's going to kill me.
You know, we found out that the chickpea can, the juice
Yeah.
that's inside the chickpea,
The
if you
aquafaba.
whip it hard enough, it'll turn into a meringue, and you could use that as a fake
Yeah.
meringue for a
Yeah.
meringue pie.
No
I've seen
way.
people use it in cocktails as well,
Yeah.
like on top of a little pisco sour.
Wow.
Some good stuff.
We're learning stuff here on the commercial break that
yeah.
I had no idea. You can take the
Yes.
chickpea juice.
It's called
and
aquafaba.
Aquafaba?
Mhm.
It's got a
Aquafaba.
name. Aquafaba. Sounds fancy.
Yeah.
If you put your aquafaba, is it meringue? Is it you put some sugar in it, it becomes sweet? I would
I've
assume.
never done that, but
Become sugar, you
Yeah.
gotta whip it. A lot of work.
yeah.
God, Felipe, you're vegan, so you have to have like a bunch of recipes at your disposal because it's not like you can just drive through somewhere and grab something. You have to have a bunch of recipes ready to go. I don't know about Lorna weenies in a can, but the chicken nuggets don't sound too bad. The weenies in a can.
I know,
in a
man.
can
I
sound
remember
absolutely
also when I'm
disgusting.
growing up, and you know, when you're single, I remember buying Hormel canned tamales.
Oh,
The most
Never had
grossest thing
those.
ever, man. It was like a canned Hormel chili, but they make
yes.
tamales too. But you gotta really know, you gotta really want them. And
Yeah,
you
you
just
got
open the can, and there's 3 or 4 tamale sticks wrapped in a wax paper, and you gotta microwave it.
Whoa.
Yes, bro.
Oh,
Yes. It's like
no, no.
it comes out, it looks like a real fat mozzarella stick, but it has corn like a tamale and a sliver
Yeah.
of meat inside of it.
No.
Just like one little tiny ribbon of
Yeah.
meat.
One line.
Wow.
You know, this reminds me of something. So one of the things that I used to eat when I was single was taquitos by El Paso. I think they make
Yeah.
these like frozen taquitos, right? Corn and flour. Now listen, shredded beef, chicken, taquitos. I used to go in on these things. I put
too.
4 or 5 of them, microwave them, put some cheese on them, little
Buy
sour
a half-
cream, hot sauce.
Did you buy a half-gallon guacamole to go with it?
Listen, I'm not ashamed to say that pre-made guacamole, like made the year before, is something that I have had in my life. I mean, I don't know what they put in it, but okay. So I started realizing something during the pandemic. If you go to Publix and you buy those flour taquitos, and then you go to Walmart and you buy the flour taquitos, the difference in quality is incredibly crazy.
Really?
Like, they are terrible always, right? I mean, they're terrible for you, but they taste good when you buy them from Publix. When you buy them from Walmart, something's different.
That's just like an emotional bias you have.
I don't think it's an emotional bias. I have this theory that the exact same box, let's say that you're on a big, El Paso's in the El Paso factory and they're making these, and some get rejected because they look different, they have different quality meat, there's bones in one of them. I don't know what happens.
I think those go to Wally
then
World.
They send those to Walmart because the difference in price is like $3 a box. And I'm like, wait, how does Publix get away with? I know Publix is like, the upper crust of society, grocery stores. But how did they get away with selling it for $7.99 when you can buy it for $4.99 at Walmart? I thought I was being cost conscious.
Yeah.
And what I realized is, no, fuck that. They're selling the rejects to Walmart because that's how they do it.
The taquito rejects.
Oh,
It's
man.
Big Taquito. Big Taquito is after us. Big Taquito is fucking us.
Remember one time I was really high and I was eating those tacos, the ones you're talking about,
Yeah.
the cheaper ones with a little cheap gallon of guacamole, and I opened one up.
Don't do that.
Danger zone.
Yes,
Danger zone.
I opened one up to
Yes.
see what the meat looked like, and it was just a black round meat patty.
Yes.
Oh, that's giving like
They
black
rolled it
pudding.
in the taco, and I was like, oh, I felt like that kid from Christmas Story when he found out that the decoder ring was just a commercial.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know what possessed you to do that.
Drink your Ovaltine.
Patty, a round like bologna patty, black, and that was
That's
beef.
nasty.
And it's just a taco. I guess you're not supposed to open them. I guess, but I thought it would be like shredded meat or something. But no, it was just a black patty.
Tomatoes and spices. He had his drink your Ovaltine moment when he opened up El Paso
He
taco.
said in Spanish, "Eat real tacos."
So Felipe, you're on a never-ending tour. I saw on your website you've got dates well into 2025. Are you in the middle of the tour right now, or?
Yes, I'm in the middle of the tour right now. I just got back last week from Dublin and England and Amsterdam.
Cool.
I had a show in Dublin and it was canceled. So I was in Dublin already. So I stood there for 3 days. And I went to England and I did my big show. And then the next day I did a regular show with British comics.
Oh, fun.
So this is interesting. So tell me about Dublin. What did you think about Dublin?
Oh, man. I learned a lot. I learned a lot of history about Dublin. I found out that they had the revolution in 1916 against the British, and then they had their own civil war against each other in 1921 to 1922.
Yep.
And I went to the prison where they actually killed most of the war prisoners of war.
Yep.
It's called Kellingham Prison.
Yeah, Killingham Prison. That's Killingham. Yeah,
Killingham Prison. And I went on a boat ride. I went to the Guinness factory.
Oh, nice.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah.
And I went there with my wife, her brother, his 3 daughters, my friend, and my stepson. And they made me a big non-alcoholic Guinness, and the foam had my face on it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they imprinted your face on it with like the foam printer they have?
They take a picture of you when you order it, and then when you go there, you can watch your beer being formed to your face.
It's incredible.
It's insane. Video of it later if you want.
Yeah, no, please do. I'll text you. I'll get that video because I didn't go to the Guinness factory. When I went to Dublin, we went during one of the. You'd think it snows in Dublin, right? That's the assumption. That's the assumption I made. When we went to Dublin, we learned quickly that snow doesn't happen there very often. But it snowed almost 1.5 feet the night we arrived. The entire town shut down, so we weren't able to go to the Guinness factory. But Dublin was lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, it was lovely. The people treated us lovely. Everyone was stuck. You know, trucks couldn't get there. We didn't have like food or water at the hotel was scarce, and everyone was like coming together to make it a thing. But that Guinness factory is a town. It looks like a town,
like Hershey, Pennsylvania, big.
Yes, exactly. You're right about that. Big walls, and then inside of I think that people live there. I think some people live inside of the Guinness factory or like the management or something like that. Why did the show get canceled?
Oh, we didn't sell enough tickets.
Oh, that's a reason.
Yeah.
We know about that. That's a reason. Yeah. But then you did a big show in England?
Yeah, I did a bigger show in England at the Leicester Theatre.
Okay.
It was like 200 people. And
Wow.
then the
Cool.
next day I did a small show at a regular comedy club.
Like at just like a regular. When you go over to Europe, is this your first time taking a leg in Europe, or have you done this before?
Actually, my first time doing a leg in Europe. I've been there before, but just to do a one-nighter in Rotterdam,
Yeah.
Netherlands.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah, but the crowd at my show were all like mostly like European Latinos
Yeah.
or expats that left Mexico or they left Venezuela to live in England.
Sure.
But there were a lot of people from Los Angeles or people who moved from Los Angeles to live in England. They all came to my show.
Yeah.
That's
The
really
next
cool.
show was all British people, like all British people. Like I had to change words around for that show.
Oh, I bet.
Because you were nervous that they weren't going to understand.
So in America, we have child support, and I was joking about child
Yeah.
support.
Yeah.
But in England, it's called child maintenance.
Oh, child maintenance.
I'm with
Yeah.
you.
That sounds like a more appropriate word because that's what you do with children. You maintain them. There's no supporting them. You just maintain them. Make sure that they stay alive. But that's got to be exciting to you that you now can go over there and do a leg over in Europe. That must be an exciting part of the career when you can go over there and sustain a couple shows and have some people come out. And there are quite a few expats and Venezuelans, in Spain and England and stuff like that. They're moving out of the shithole somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They're
trying to get away
some
from
of them
Maduro.
were from actually East Los Angeles. I met a Colombian guy in Dublin, actually. No, Dublin? No, I met a Colombian guy at my show. He was there by himself, and he had a lot of weed. He was smoking right outside the theater. He didn't care.
Yeah, they don't give a shit over
I
there.
talked
Yeah.
to him. How did you make it out here? He goes, my wife, she's in the British Navy, and I get to go over here on her dime.
Wow.
Nice.
That's the
Full
ticket.
benefits. He's probably going to be a British citizen already, and his wife, she's a Navy officer somewhere, and he's enjoying stand-up comedy.
He's enjoying stand-up comedy
love
and
that
smoking
for
weed
him.
outside. Yeah, his wife must be probably. They don't give a shit over there. Actually,
He's living the life.
yeah, a lot of people smoke weed over there. It doesn't seem to be like that big of an issue to me. Actually, when I went over there, I noticed a lot
never
of
really thought about
the
it.
smell of weed was in the air, kind of like how it is here in Atlanta. Yeah, have you been to Atlanta a bunch? I'm sure, right, Felipe?
When you said people in Dublin were nice, they are very nice. When we were on the train, and there was a sign on the train, and it said, "Report anybody that's being rude and not friendly."
Yes,
That's cute.
So if somebody doesn't say hello, you got to report them. You know what? If anybody listening, if you go to Dublin, Ireland, you're not allowed inside pubs wearing tracksuits.
Oh.
I was wearing a full Adidas tracksuit with Adidas shoes, and I tried to get in. They stopped me at the door, mate. They said no tracksuits, and I said, "Wait a minute, okay, I can see it." A lot of soccer games, people wear tracksuits with colors of their teams. They might be a drug dealer or anybody who looks. You watch a European movie, all the drug dealers wear tracksuits.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
So I had to stand outside we went to the famous bar, the Temple Bar.
Oh yeah, the Temple Bar. Sure. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, and so they didn't let you into the tracksuit, but I do think you're right about this. I think that they have notoriously had issues when teams clash, soccer teams clash. That's the thing they get all upset about over there is when the team loses or wins, and they've had riots and people have died. And,
yeah.
There's been whole wars fought over local soccer teams.
I went to a soccer game in England. It was Crystal Palace versus Newcastle.
Oh, really?
Fun.
I was in South London. That's where the stadium is. I was sitting with Crystal Palace. I think that's where they shoot that show Ted Lasso.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I think they do. I think you're right about that.
Yeah, man, it was different from watching an NFL or a baseball game. It was fast, and you know what? They don't allow you to take your beer into the stands.
Oh.
Is that because you'll throw it?
The people go crazy. People are crazy sober already. So during halftime, everybody goes to the beer. They start chugging beers, man. And no, they don't sell like nachos, man. They sell mince pie.
Oh, I love a mince pie.
She's from Scotland, so she likes mince pie. I'm not into it.
I tore it up. It was delicious.
Claps.
Was it really good?
It was, man. It was like dark black meat, and they give you this sauce. I think that's the meat they put in the taquitos over here.
They have really good vegan options in the UK. Yes, I will say that. Like, they have such good vegan options.
I went to a steakhouse in Dublin, and they had like T-bone steaks, like those big chuck steaks. They have pieces of the cow outside.
Yeah.
And they actually had a vegan steak. They had a steak made out of a mushroom, a lion mane mushroom.
Oh, nice.
So it was like red, this fat, and they made it look like. My wife said it tastes like steak because she never had steak before, so she has to compare it with. So I said it tastes like steak. If you forgot what steak tastes like.
Yeah,
but lion's mane mushrooms. Some of those mushrooms you can't. They do have like a steaky.
They're
maybe
meaty.
not flavor,
they're meaty.
But they're meaty.
Umami, some might say.
Umami. That's right. They've got the special umami. When you went to that soccer game, like it's a different atmosphere over there. Like
I didn't see any women besides my wife
because it's dangerous.
Sister-in-law.
It's dangerous. They get crazy over there. It's dangerous.
Crazy,
they know.
Like, I don't know the parking. Like I don't know the parking situation, man, over there. But it seemed like everybody took a bus, and they were screaming in the bus, and they were singing their anthem. Crystal Palace.
That's the one thing that I love about. I mean, there's a lot of things I love about Europe, but one of the things I love about Europe, and I think they've gotten so right, and I know that they have history on their side, but they don't rely on a vehicle for everything. You can literally get a bus to anywhere. The villages are small, they're walkable, and if the bus says it's going to be there at 8:01 in 30 fucking seconds, it's there at 8:01 in 30 fucking seconds. Here in Atlanta, the Martyr says it's going to be there at 8:01. You don't know if that's AM or PM. You have no fucking clue what time it's going to be there. And that's we just don't have great transportation here.
Would it hurt the bus companies anywhere in America to leave a sign that says right on the bottom, doesn't run on Sunday? Just tell us.
Yeah, just let us know.
Exactly.
That's all we're asking. Yeah. A little heads up.
You're so right about this. Yeah, no, it's big bus and big taquitos. They're after us.
Big taquitos.
In Atlanta, I went to a restaurant called Blaxican.
Blaxican?
Yeah, it's a black Mexican restaurant. It's like Mexican soul food.
Was it good?
It was good.
Ooh,
wow! Was it downtown?
Catch me there
Atlanta?
next weekend.
Was it in downtown Atlanta?
I think all the regular beef, like the barbecue beef, it was made into a quesadilla. Like you can have like I don't know, black eyed peas.
Wow,
ooh, that's my kind of
Blaxican.
food.
This sounds like
He used to have a 4 trucks and a restaurant, but now he has a restaurant and maybe 2 trucks.
Oh,
this does sound like something that happens in Atlanta, Blaxican, because we're so multicultural in this city, and I see how that's a thing. There's a lot of Mexican folks that live here, people that lived in Mexico or from that descent, and we have a lot of black folks.
Got a lot of good food
That's
here.
why I love Atlanta. We're such a great hodgepodge of human beings.
Man.
Blaxican's a thing that happens in Atlanta.
I ate a lot of vegan food over there at overpriced
Sunflower
Slutty Vegan
Cafe. Yeah,
Slutty Vegan.
Slutty Vegan. Yeah,
it is overpriced. $1.
Yeah, I mean it's good, but it's
good, but it's very expensive. Yeah, that's there's also the Sunflower Cafe. I think is another one here in Atlanta.
I went to that place. It's by the old Atlanta Punchline, right?
That's right. Yep, it's down there in Buckhead, I think, in North Buckhead. Yeah, it's great. How often do you come to Atlanta?
I used to go there every year to Atlanta Punchline, that's the original one, but now they moved to Buckhead at that diner.
Oh, yeah, the Buckhead.
But when it was the original one, OMG. Right next door, they had a 24-hour daycare.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
So you could be at the club, man, and then drop off your chick's baby at that place, and then go handle business.
That's so Atlanta.
That is so Atlanta.
I love that for us.
I was tripping out on that corner because they had jazz bar, soul
This is
food
it. This is
restaurant,
it.
Atlanta
Yes.
Punchline, and some Mexican restaurant with a Sharpie, and then the daycare.
Yeah. And right across the street, they had the strip club, Flashers.
Iconic.
Flashers was right across the street. Flashers. You know, Felipe, when I was a young guy, that Punchline corner was the place to go if you had drugs or you wanted them. That was one of the two reasons you would go to that corner. Let's be honest about it. A jazz bar in Atlanta does not survive without a little cocaine pushing it along.
Absolutely.
And those jazz bars were the place. You didn't even have to know anybody. You just walked in and you knew, you could see the guy at the corner of the bar. You knew what he was doing. But all of a sudden, you're into jazz. If you do a little toot, you're into jazz. All of a sudden, I'm a jazz musician. I'm a jazz fan.
I only went there for the toots.
And I ain't talking about the trumpet. I was there having some fun. It was that little corner there, right there was rowdy. Punchline Jazz Bar. I forgot what that jazz bar, New Orleans Jazz Bar or something like that. But it was that was quite the scene. You wouldn't know that. You're
And I went
Felipe,
to I did a show there with for American Insurance. I'm pretty sure it's big. American Family Insurance.
Yes.
And I did a show in Atlanta because American Family Insurance, they like to put up a big stand-up show every year. And they put all the stand-up in their website. So when people go to the insurance company, while they're filling out forms, they could watch Bill Bellamy do stand-up. Or right?
That's interesting.
We went there, and I didn't know that Atlanta was a lot of gay people.
Huge.
Because we were because as soon as we got there at the hotel room, it was nothing but men. Like that, I tripped over a dick, but there was no women. But we got invited to an after hour at this club, bro. That was the most expensive club ever, man. It was called the Vote or the Compound. I don't know what it's called.
Compound. Yes.
I've never been there.
All the vacant car lot. They used to be a car lot.
Okay.
Yep.
$1,500.
$1,500 for what did you buy? Oh, you got bottle service. Yeah, welcome to Atlanta.
Tony Rock got it. But there was a big line to get in, and everybody that was they were making you get bottle service when you came in.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I saw Tony Rock walking with 2 bottles because he wasn't sharing. and then
I wouldn't either at that price.
There was a big line for VIP, which is real long, and then the general admission was just as long. But if you wanted to buy bottle service right away, they just let you right in.
That's
and
it.
I saw a police officer. He like the Atlanta police officer. He was the size of a regular linebacker in the NFL, and he was fighting. He got into an argument with another person that was like a regular size defenseman from an NFL, and they were both yelling. And man, that cop, he took out that extended.
Oh yeah, the baton.
The extended metal baton, and I saw him from the hotel van. We were about to park, and I saw him take it out and started beating that guy.
No
in the
way.
right places, like a real cop. If he wants to really beat you up, he'll hit you in the elbows, the wrist, fingers, kneecaps, and the ankles.
Yes.
And that way nobody will see it. That was just a regular beating. Like, I'm going to let you get off. I'll let you off easy on this one. Because if he wants to murder you, he'll hit you in the face, the eyeballs. So this guy got hit in the elbows, both elbows, so he couldn't swing no more. And then he took one to the kneecap, and he got down, and he took one to the shoulder, and then he didn't arrest him.
No,
wow. Honestly, it's like you've lived here.
Yeah, it's like you've
had all of the Atlanta experiences.
The APD is not to be trifled with.
Mess around, man. Like when they say like the good old boys, it's the good old boys.
It's the good old boys. And in Atlanta, the police the police officers got hard work to do, right? I agree with that. But they ain't fucking around. You don't play games man. You don't play games with the APD.
Atlanta PD, not just like LAPD where some guy woke up and saw Chips or TJ Hooker and wanted to be a cop. Atlanta PD is someone who's already mad because he didn't make it to the NFL.
Yep.
Yes. You're right about that. You're so
and he's
right
too smart to be a regular bouncer somewhere.
Yeah, but too dumb to be anything else besides a cop.
That's right. He was a star linebacker in high school, but he just couldn't make it past college. But, and he's putting his big prowess to work. And Compound, which you don't know about because you're a little too young for that. But Compound was a huge deal. And he's so right about this. It was really well known that mainly tourists and people who had just had a lot of expendable money, mainly, rich old white guys, would go in there and they would force you, if you wanted to get in the door, you're going to have to pay not just the cover charge of 50 or 75 bucks, but you're going to have to buy a bottle. That's the way you get in the door. And then once you got into Compound, if you knew somebody at a table, once you got into Compound, half the time, the place was half empty. And they kept it that way. They kept people outside to make it look like there was a bunch of people waiting to get in. And they would just sell you $1,000 bottles. It was fucking insane.
How strange.
But, that's the club business in general. I think a lot of times that's the way it works. You got to make your money somehow, right?
So you got to be a ludicrous to be in there.
Yeah, that's true. I went there twice, I think. Once for a bachelor party. I was not paying, but somebody else paid, and it was a lot of money. And then the second time, we actually had an office across the street, and the people like the head bartender, he gave us a pass that we could go in and whenever. But I only went once. Even though I could get in, I only went once because I only found it interesting once. Yeah. All right, Felipe is on tour from now. When are you? How many dates are you doing on your new tour?
Probably like 50. We're gone every week.
Damn.
50. You like to travel?
I love to travel, man. I come from a family of 7 kids. I couldn't wait to get away from them. Like whenever my family will go on a trip and they will say, "Who wants to stay?" I look at the hands. Okay, I'll stay alone.
Yeah,
I'll stay home alone.
Yeah, you're like, perfect. My plot.
I grew up in a big family too, and I feel that. I think the people who grow up in big families are the people who end up needing a lot of alone time because you just grew up in all that chaos. It's like, for 5 fucking seconds, can I get some peace and quiet?
Yeah.
Of course, now I've got 30 children.
And I sit alone on the couch.
Yeah. Nothing like it.
My dad used to say, sit and ponder your navel. That's what I'd like to do.
Yeah, that's why I do a bit about how I said Home Alone only works with a real rich white family. That movie. Because if you're rich, you're never alone.
Yeah.
Because even if you're left alone, grandma will be sleeping somewhere. You got to take care of her now.
That's
and the whole movie will be you trying to kill grandma.
That's the truth.
Felipe is on tour. You can buy tickets now at Ticketmaster or the website. What's the website address, Felipe?
Felipe'sWorld.com.
Okay, and we'll put that link right in the show notes below. We'll also put a link to Ticketmaster to buy those tickets directly. Lots of cities, probably coming to one near you. When you come to Atlanta, we would love to see you, Felipe. We'll come and say hello. Send us the video with the foam. I'd love to see that.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, I'll send you an email and you can respond to it. Felipe, such a pleasure. Oh, also Bad Decisions on Netflix if you want to go see some of his work. It's a great special. I watched it last night. Congratulations on all the success, Felipe, and please come back and visit us. We'd love that.
Thanks for having me, man. I'll take you to Blaxican.
Yes, if you come to Atlanta, I'll take you to Blaxican. How's that?
Get you, man. This is fun.
Yeah, Blaxican and Compound. It's a night. It's a date.
Massacre animals and then the Compound.
Yes. Thank you, Felipe. We appreciate it. Happy holidays, brother.
Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. That was
Thank
fun.
you.